How did ancient humans know their age? Imagine walking up to a human who lived 20,000 years ago and asking a simple question, how old are you? Today, most people can answer instantly. Maybe you're 18, maybe 25, maybe 40. You probably know your exact age down to the year, month, and maybe even the day. But thousands of years ago, things were very different. There were no birth certificates, no calendars hanging on walls, no driver's licenses, no passports, no official records of any kind. So, how did ancient humans know their age? The surprising answer is, most of them probably didn't, at least not the way we do today. To understand why, we need to travel far back into the past. Long before cities, long before writing, long before civilization itself. Early humans lived as hunter-gatherers. They spent their days searching for food, making tools, avoiding predators, and surviving in a dangerous world. Knowing whether it was your 20th birthday or your 21st birthday wasn't very important. Survival was. Because of this, ancient humans likely had no system for recording the exact day they were born. In fact, many researchers believe that most early humans probably had only a rough idea of their age. Instead of counting years, they remembered important events. A person might say, I was born around the time of the Great Flood. Or, I was still a child when the big drought happened. Their lives were measured through memories rather than numbers, and that actually makes sense. Imagine living in a world without calendars. How would you keep track of your age? You would probably do the same thing. You would connect your life to major events, a harsh winter, a successful hunt, a migration, a storm, a fire, a birth, or a death. These events became natural markers of time, but ancient humans weren't completely unaware of the passing years. They had something that repeated over and over again, the seasons. Every year, winter arrived, then spring, then summer, then autumn. The cycle repeated endlessly. People quickly realized that these changes followed a pattern. A child might know they had seen 10 winters, or 15 summers, or 20 rainy seasons. This wasn't an exact age, but it was close enough. The moon may have helped as well. Ancient humans carefully watched the moon change shape. A full moon became a crescent. The crescent disappeared. Then the cycle started again. Each cycle lasted about a month. By counting these repeating lunar cycles, people could estimate longer periods of time. Over many generations, humans became better at tracking these patterns. Then something important happened. Agriculture appeared. Around 12,000 years ago, humans began farming. For the first time, many groups settled in one place. Now tracking time became much more important. Farmers needed to know when to plant crops, when to harvest them, and when seasonal changes were approaching. As a result, people began paying closer attention to years and seasons. Simple calendars slowly emerged. The more accurately people tracked time, the easier it became to estimate age. Then civilization arrived. Ancient societies like Egypt, Mesopotamia, China, and later Rome developed systems for recording information. Writing appeared, records appeared, governments appeared. For the first time in history, some people could keep track of births, but even then, exact birthdays were often uncommon. Many ordinary people still didn't know their precise age. In some cases, they only knew the year they were born. Others estimated based on major historical events. A person might say, I was born during the reign of this king, or I was born shortly after that great war. Exact ages remained surprisingly rare for much of human history. In fact, even today, there are people around the world who don't know their exact age. Some traditional communities have little need to record birthdays. People may know who is older and who is younger, but not necessarily the exact number of years. Which brings us back to our original question. How did ancient humans know their age? The answer is simple. Most didn't know it exactly. Instead, they estimated. They used seasons, moon cycles, important events, natural patterns, and shared memories. Only much later did humans invent calendars, written records, and birth certificates that allowed people to know their precise age. So the next time someone asks how old you are, remember this. For most of human history, that question had no exact answer. People didn't count birthdays, they counted winters, and somehow that was enough.